You're going to make a problem for
make a problem.
Talissa.
Okay, then do it.
Wait a second.
I did.
Let me clap and then you clap.
I want to make it easy for Corey.
Yeah, clearly.
But I like annoying you, so it's a hard.
Well, I'm not editing anymore. Back when I used to have to deal with it, you were doing it to me. Now you're just doing it to Corey. You look into that camera. You apologize to Corey.
I just did it right, and I waited a long time actually.
You did.
So
You say sorry.
I think it'll be great. There's nothing to apologize for.
You say sorry.
You just want me to apologize to you.
I just want a recording of you saying sorry to make sure your mouth can form those shapes.
Right. Whenever I do something wrong.
I wasn't sure if your mouth could form.
But, normally with,
Sorry.
I apologize when there's something to apologize for.
Oh, one day there will be. By the way.
Funny he's talking about that.
Speaking.
Actually. Corey, you know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Your nails?
No.
A ring?
Oh, what?
Oh, you want me to mention it?
What do you mean?
Oh, okay.
I got a ring? Somebody put a ring on it?
I think somebody did.
I got married, y'all.
We haven't even started the podcast yet. Let's start the podcast and then
welcome to Daughter Issues. I got married, y'all.
I thought we were going to start it and then let them know. But
it's a fish.
It's a fish. Sure is.
Yeah.
I witnessed it.
You were the witness. That's right. We did a courthouse thing for now, but we're going to do like a party and stuff later. Because our family's like spread all over the country.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, who, do you invite certain people, the only people who have the resources or time to make it to the wedding? That just seems unfair. So we just went with you. You witnessed it. And then we're going to fly to them and have receptions, basically parties.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought you were going to still make one.
No. We're going to do an LA party. Then we're going to do one where our families are.
Oh.
All over the country. So
that'll be fun.
There's a brand new Mrs. Smalley. Yo stepmama. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
She is.
So I have some fun stuff today.
Yeah, what are we doing today? You started off annoying me.
You started off annoying me, bruh.
Well, the difference is it's expected from me, and I'm just messing around.
All right.
You take it up the butt.
Take it up the butt.
And you take it personal, and then you're like, apologize.
First of all, Angelica is a woman.
Okay, so?
I take nothing up the butt.
Many straight
couples. And that is
couples
none of your business.
Still do that.
Maybe?
No, that's a fact. Say into the camera and say, I know.
Straight, though?
Yes.
Straight-ish.
Yes.
No, man.
There's a difference.
You're not, okay.
There's a difference.
Not gay.
Not gay.
But not straight.
But male anatomy stays the same.
Sure.
Okay. So
but
there's a difference between wanting a guy versus just wanting a thing. It's gross.
I couldn't. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Well.
Anyway.
Let's keep it family.
Okay.
So this one's for the boomers.
Okay.
This one's for the boomers. This is the boomer episode. So all the people that have been watching us do Gen Z versus Gen X and all the millennials talking about it. Boomer gets thrown around as an insult a lot.
It does, yeah.
But they had their moment when they were cool. Mm-hmm. Just like we had our moment when we were cool and now we're not. And right now you think you're the shit. And there will be a time. There will be a time. I promise you.
Who said?
There will be a time when you're the old people and they're like, Zoomers. And they're making fun of you for being out of touch. I swear it's coming.
Well, duh.
I hope I live long enough to see it.
I know I'm going to become old. I already am being with kids
right.
And like even like some of my like 15-year-old like family members because of Zoe. Like I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm old compared to you and what we experience. So it's definitely...
just wait until that's 80% of society. You know what I mean?
Fair.
So there was a time when they were using slang. They were using terms that their parents didn't understand. And so I want to throw some of those out at you today to see if you know what these words mean. A lot of them, I don't even want to give you any hints. But we're just going to go through...
Boomer slang.
Boomer slang.
You
Yeah.
know, so
Words.
Gen X didn't take from boomers at all? I feel like
Sometimes
they
a little
did.
bit.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
a little bit. But we had our own thing that we did that they didn't do. Like words that I used, my mom would be like, what the hell does that mean?
We're going to have to do a Gen Alpha. Is that what it's called now?
Alpha's next. Yeah, but
They have different slang.
But your new little brother that's coming, because we're also having a baby, by the way.
Yeah, that's happening.
He's already going to be beta.
Oh, he's not even Alpha.
He's not even Alpha. No, Generation Beta is going to be the next one.
He's 2 generations? Yeah, that's crazy. That makes sense.
Well, you're 21 years apart.
Yeah, that's just, I didn't really think about it like that.
Yeah.
I just assumed he was going to be Alpha. But Alpha right now has their own.
Well, he'll be an Alpha. He's got this blood.
I've had enough. Okay.
And that's right. I chose to have 2 kids, 21 years apart.
Smart decision, honestly. So we don't have them both at the same time.
Yeah, we wouldn't want to just get that over with all at once. We want to make sure.
But his slang is going to be very different.
Yeah.
I feel like. It's going to be worse than Alphas.
I've already heard some Alphas and I don't understand. We're going to have an Alpha episode as well. Let's get into boomers.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you the word. You tell me what you think it means.
Okay.
Pretty straightforward.
So all of it is slang.
All of it's slang.
Okay.
Groovy.
Oh. It's groovy. I use groovy.
What was that? What are you doing to the microphone?
It's groovy.
What does that mean?
I would say if I had a really good burger, it's groovy.
Cool, great, or amazing.
But yeah, I would have to. It'd have to. I feel like you have to do a dance with it.
Oh. Is it because of Austin Powers? Groovy, baby.
Oh, I have no idea. Probably. But I think, or if there's a song and it'd be groovy.
Well, in music terms, there is a groove.
Yeah.
Bust, yeah.
So I think that's what it is, probably.
Far out.
We're going to swing by? No, we can't. It's too far out. That's what that would mean.
Too far out.
Yeah.
Something's far away.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Far out?
Try again. Yeah.
You're far from the point. You're far out.
You're so wrong. You're far out.
You're far out. Yeah. Not even wrong. You're on a different subject.
I wonder if you were transported back to the 50s or 60s, if you would even be able to communicate with those people.
Probably not.
It would be like learning a new language for sure.
Well, and new lifestyle, because it's just very different how they get information versus how I would get information. You know what I'm saying? If I got sent there with my phone.
Oh, you'd be a superstar. Yeah.
Well,
the towers wouldn't work.
Or they would all think I'm an alien, and they're like, "What are you talking about? Technology," and then go back to their box cables.
Cable box?
Cable box.
Far out means and by the way, I will tell you these answers on the podcast. It's more long form for us to discuss it.
Oh yeah.
I'll never say it. I never let this out on TikTok because I want people to send it to their kids and see if they can figure out what it means. Far out is something is amazing or mind blowing. Instead of saying something is incredible. Far out, man. We got 4 tickets to see Billy and the Hoppers. Far out, man. Something's just really cool. Something's great.
Usually when something's far out, that's a bad thing.
It's
it's not close by. That sucks. But okay.
Dig it.
Ooh, I use that. I dig it.
What do you mean by that, though?
I dig, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Understand or appreciate is what that means. Right on.
I'll use that. I feel like our family uses that more often, southern.
A lot of these have come back.
Yeah.
Came back in a little bit early Gen X and some Gen Zers know it.
Yes, right on. Congrats.
Yeah, it was really in the 70s. It was a lot of right on, man.
Agreed.
Right on, yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Out of sight.
Out of sight. Can't see it.
It's too obvious.
Out of sight. Like, well, when I think that, I feel like I think out of sight, out of mind, which brings me to like ADHD and like why my pantry looks the way that it looks. It's because everything has to be at the front, because if it starts getting into the back, it's out of sight, out of mind. I'll forget about it and it'll rot.
So out of sight was slang for don't let your food expire.
Well, for me, that's what it is. But I don't. Yeah, I have to change everything about my fridge and my pantry to make it all at the front so I see it, so I know it's there. Otherwise,
Right.
I will forget about it. But as far as slang, out of sight, like you can't see it anymore?
I'm going to spell it for you. OUTTASIGHT. Out of sight.
Is it an insult?
It's an insult.
It's an insult.
Meaning,
I don't even want to see you. It's out of sight.
get out of my face.
Yeah.
That's what it means. Hey, out of sight.
Yeah, like, yeah.
Get.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's too straightforward. Out of sight.
So you're in an argument and they're like, hey, out of sight.
You're like,
All right,
yes, ma'am.
leaving.
Yeah. No. Out of sight. It's not an insult.
Okay.
It means a good thing.
Oh.
Out of sight is like, yep, don't even worry about it. It's out of sight. Like, I'm not thinking about it.
Like I got something handled.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh.
It means excellent or awesome.
It's kind of.
No, you would never use it to say I got it handled. I don't think so.
Excellent. Got it handled. It's like hand in hand.
Okay, that's a stretch. That's a stretch,
That's
but
like
it's
same.
no.
Out of sight. You know what I
No,
mean?
don't
by
try
that?
to make yourself right after the fact. Yeah, if something is like it's kind of like it's like far out of sight. It's far out of sight. It's the same concept behind that. Like
Maybe it's because they didn't go to
they didn't go places.
and it wasn't very fast.
Man, that is down the street.
That is right next to me. How awesome that it's near.
All right. The man.
Oh, we use that.
Yeah. Meaning what?
Like, you're the man. Like, you did that thing for me and you're the man.
Wow.
Thanks for doing
That
that.
is not how they used it.
The man?
Yeah, that's interesting. You're right. Like, man, you're the man. Yeah. That's funny.
They used it bad.
Yeah.
Oh. You're the man. That means you're icky and gross.
Because men are icky and gross.
A lot of them. Not all of them, but a lot of them are. Maybe that's when they were starting to figure it out.
Mm.
They just forget the other words. Just the man is an insult by itself.
I think you've heard this. I'm going to be shocked if you haven't heard this one. And you're going to be like, oh, I knew that one. I feel
The
like
man?
Yeah. Yeah, the man is like the government authority.
Like Sam.
Fight the man. That's it's never just Sam. Just a guy named Sam. It's Uncle
a man.
Sam.
That's a man.
Sure, but it's not.
It's the same train of thought. The man and Sam are like.
Keep your hands out of my camera.
Oh. Well,
yeah.
I'm explaining it. It helps.
Y'all are gonna forget all these and try to replicate them, and it's gonna be like you're gonna have a picture of him. And y'all be like some dude,
Tim
or some shit wants you to fight for the military for education. Yeah, the
know.
man is like authority, like fight the man. Whenever you're the whole thing of like power to the people, fight the man. Protests. There's a lot of protests in the 60s. Big movement. That's when the Civil Rights Act was passed. It was like the whole like black people voting, like women getting, equal treatment. And like there was a lot of social justice was happening in the 60s. And so the man was quite often referred to as like, we're fighting against the machine that is the authority above us.
Well, and it's usually the man was probably referring to the president also. In the fact that he kind of.
Symbolically, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Bread.
Make that bread. Make that cash.
You think that's how they used it?
Making dough. No. Bread. That was another slang word? Like it meant something else?
I didn't say that. I said, do you think that's how they meant it? I'm giving you a chance to say that that's just been a thing since the 50s and 60s.
I feel like I saw... Wait, making bread or just bread?
Bread.
Okay. I feel like that came up in like 2017 for me. It could have been sooner before that, but I feel like around 2017 I started hearing making that dough, making that cash, making that bread, or just bread became money. Like you can replace the word bread with money or dough with money. So I feel like that was newer. It definitely could have come back. But I feel like bread for boomers wasn't money. I don't feel like that's equivalent. Or maybe that's where we got it from. And then there was a pause of Gen X and millennials and we brought it back. Because back then, that's probably how a lot of 50s people,
50s people.
boomers, I couldn't, for some reason, boomers related to that. Like making bread makes money, you know?
Okay.
Wait, how many food items were like...
That's all they had to eat. They had bread.
This is horrible.
Bread just meant food because there was no other food.
Okay, yeah.
No, there was no fast
Maybe
food.
it
It
was
was
like-
just bread and cheese
Okay, but you know how something's
milk
really, really popular?
that you had to get from your own cow.
You know how something's really popular and they're like, oh, this is the thing
Mhm.
for that amount of time? Like,
Right.
I don't know, like popsicles. That probably had a huge spike in
Mhm.
like right. So like in the 50s, was that for bread?
You think bread got invented in the
Not
50s and they were like,
invented.
what?
No, just like really popular, maybe. Like different types.
So you think it actually referred to bread?
Now that you say that, no. But I was thinking, yeah. No, I was thinking that it got popular at that time, and there was like different types of bread, like I don't know, Twinkies, and like they're like we can do things with this, and they're like whoa, French toast, and like let's just bread, and then that was correlated with making a lot of money. So maybe they used it the same, and we're just stealing it again. I'm gonna go with it means the same.
It means the same.
Okay.
Bread has meant money the whole time.
Really?
We used it.
Okay.
We used it in the 90s. I heard it as a kid in the 80s.
I didn't
making
hear it
that
till...
dough. There were rappers in the 80s and 90s making that dough, making that bread. Like the way those old school rhymes were.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's always been that.
Was bread popular in the 50s?
Yes. You
But
mean
it's
the
not-
actual food item?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, but like in comparison
I think it comes
to
from
now,
like breadwinner. Like bringing home the bread, bringing home the bacon.
But why
The
is
idea that the man was the breadwinner because he brought in
provider?
Right. He brought in money that
Necessities.
then paid for food as a necessity.
Bread,
Right.
which is the only food that they had.
They only had that food, and they were in black and white.
Yeah, there was no color. For
Black
the human
shirts,
eye.
white shirts.
Human eye.
Human eye couldn't see.
No. And it was grainy.
All right.
Everyone was a little bit blurry.
Bug out.
They use that now.
What does it mean?
Now,
bug out.
usually, when I think bug out, someone's probably on drugs and they're wigging out, bugging out, and they're maybe like bug-eyed or something, or just out of it, I would say. Bug out, I think back then probably meant that they were in like a group of people and they just left without saying anything.
Ooh.
They bugged out.
I'm really impressed. Both are right. If there was going to be a trick question, they used it for both. It was to quickly leave. Man, she bugged out. Or to freak out.
Yeah, freak out.
If you flip out over something, you were bugging out.
I feel like
Which is why in the 80s, 90s, you would hear, she bugging.
we use bug. We use
Bugging. Yeah, it's like
Bugging.
she's tripping, she's freaking
Tripping.
out.
Yeah. I feel like now tripping would be more like she's tripping on her own sober levels, but bugging out seems like they're on drugs or something. Like they're a little extra crazy, and that's due to something else. What?
Okay, no, I'm just Taking it in.
What's the next one?
Square.
We had this conversation.
We have.
You gotta be square. There's more. I know there's more. But
I love how sometimes you just shift gears and go to your own world. Let me go check into that. That is... just went off to Talissa's space.
Because I know there's a few different ones.
Yeah.
There's be fair, be square.
Nope.
Right? No.
What was it again?
Be fair and square is one.
Be fair and square.
Yeah, that's the saying. Yes, it is.
Be fair and square?
I think so. And then there's another one.
Which is?
Be on time.
Which is what you said in the video.
Be there.
Being on time. I said, what does be square mean? You said being on time.
Being on time.
And then you said, what's the phrase?
Be there or be square.
Right.
Because you want to be a circle.
What?
You don't want to be square?
Because
they're straight edge.
Oh,
so the opposite of straight edge is a circle.
Okay. No one ever's like, I want to be a circle.
But like they
round up. No.
But
nobody's rounding.
But it's saying like, okay, don't be straight edge. Don't.
Will you adjust your mic?
Don't be.
Yeah, we need new stands.
We do. It keeps going down. Wait, hold on. Because be there or be square is like saying be on time or else you're straight edge.
Right. So then what did square mean in the 60s and some of the 50s?
That's it.
What? Which was what?
Wait, hold on. Are you saying just square meant something by itself?
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, that's square?
No, it was a person probably.
They're being square.
They are a square.
So they get on time everywhere. They iron their clothes.
Okay. I suppose.
They're maybe considered a little OCD. They're very particular about routine.
You're going more
edge.
You're going more in the physical behaviors when I think it's probably more along the lines of
no drinking.
Yes.
Straight edge. Don't.
No. Not well. So square meant like a traditional old-fashioned person. So if we're like, hey, let's go to this party, it starts at 9 p.m. And one person in the group was like, I'm going to go to bed because I'm getting up at 6 a.m. to mow the lawn. We're like, square. They would literally do this. And then we would all go to the party and bully them for being responsible, essentially.
Right.
So it's a responsible or old-fashioned person. Or if you're dating someone and they're like, well, you haven't kissed yet, have you? Because you need to wait to do that. And you're like, you're such a square. Like, I'm just going to do what I do. Chill out.
Right.
Yeah. So a square was like that. So the boomers, when they were young and cool, their parents would tell them, be home at 8. And they'd be like, such a square. And they would go out and party. That's the idea. So be there or be square had nothing to do with time. It was about come to the party or else you'll be considered an old-fashioned, boring person.
At first, it sounds like be there or be square is like, you better be there or else you're a square. Like, be there on time or you're going to be a square.
Nah, yeah, it's...
Okay.
Be there or be square just means be there or you're not cool like us.
You're lame.
You're lame, yeah, which is an insult. You'll get canceled for saying lame now.
Well, you can have like a lame foot.
I know. So when people have a lame foot and they literally can't help it, and then we use that word lame, it's an insult to people who literally have medical problems. That's what I've been told.
That just means they're lagging behind.
Right.
Whether it's your fault or not, you're still lame.
Right. Right. Well, heavy people walk slower. And imagine if two skinny people were walking and one person was slow and they're like, quit walking fat. Let's go. It's like that. You're like, you fat walker, speed it up. it's like, okay, well, you're essentially using a body type situation as an insult. That's why I've been told. I've still used the phrase
Lame.
lame.
Well, I feel like fat only really means one thing. Sometimes I feel like lame has turned into two different words.
Well, to be fair, lame is something we used to say that people had. Now it's mostly referred to with animals. If it's a person that has something wrong with their foot, we usually don't call that lame
What would you say,
anymore.
a limp?
That's an old term. So most people don't. Like I don't think I've heard anybody in the last 30 years say they have a lame foot or a lame leg. It's like, no, I sprained my ankle. We use different verbiage for it now. So I think that's why most people don't really care.
Yeah.
All right, bummer.
I use that one.
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
It's been a thing for a long time.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I did not know. I thought that was like 70s, 80s. I didn't realize it was all the way back to the 60s. They use bummer.
That's a bummer.
Let's go fast on these because they're easy. Cool it.
Cool down.
Calm
relax.
Down. Yep. Cruisin' for a bruisin'.
Cruising for a bruisin'. You're relaxing.
What?
Cruising for a bruisin'?
What is bruisin'?
Bruising is like when you get a bruise.
Right.
Is that what that means?
So if you're cruising for a
I
bruisin'.
thought it was just for the rhyme.
Cruising for a bruisin' would be what?
I thought that was relaxing. Cruising for bruise. Like I imagine your feet kicked up and get.
So what does bruisin' have to do with it?
It just rhymes.
No, they don't just use words for rhyming.
Sometimes.
What does it mean?
You're cruising and then you get a bruise?
Which would mean?
Cruising for a bruising. You're cruising for a bruising? I'm going to relax to get a bruise.
You keep thinking cruising is relaxing.
Cruising? What else does cruising mean? You're cruising. Cruising.
They didn't use it that way.
Cruising for a bruising?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't use cruise as relax.
Right. Yeah, they may have in a different context.
Cruising for a bruising. Maybe they're looking for a fight?
Yes.
Oh.
Looking for trouble.
Okay. But that's not Oh, they're like looking, cruising, looking?
Kind of like cruising, traveling, moving around. If you're on a cruise or you're cruising in your car,
but usually
you're
that
moving.
Means you're chilling while you're moving. Not like I'm ready to fight someone.
Right. Cruising for a bruising meant you're looking for trouble. So that was in the 50s and 60s. In the 80s, my dad would say it to me because I was doing shit that was about to get me spanked. So he would be like, boy, you're cruising for a bruising. Like you're
on the way to
getting a bruise, essentially. But they used it like this dude's out looking for a fight. Like he's...
Those are the guys that would have their wet hair and pull out their comb and do it to the side and like snap when they walk. Though they were cruising for a bruising, right? And then more of them would show up from the alley and they'd do it on sync. They'd
like
be
it wasn't just for the musical. They just snapped when they walked.
Yes, white
with
shirts.
Their cigarettes rolled up into the...
Black.
They snap when they walk.
Skinny pants, yeah. And they're low. They were all cruising for a bruising.
Like Fonzie.
Yep. Like him. That's Fonzie. He's cruising for a bruising.
You don't know who Fonzie is? The Fonz.
Fuzzy. Fonzie. Fonzie?
Fuzzy?
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't very fuzzy, was he? But that's Fonzie.
Or are you thinking of Fozzie?
Fozzie? Is it an N? Fonzie?
Fonzie.
Well, he was probably with the wet hair and white t-shirt.
It wasn't wet. It was just shiny from gel.
That's the wet look.
Or oil. Yeah. With the combs and they snap when they walk. That's how they just traveled. They were cruising for a bruisin.
Yes.
Always.
They were cruising for
Smoking in the bathroom.
Right.
There's a whole song about it. Smoking in the boys' room.
But back then they could smoke wherever, I thought.
Yeah, but usually not in school while they're kids.
Right.
So they would go smoke in the bathroom. Made in the shade.
You made something in a dark time? That's the only thing I can think of.
Like a painting you did when you were depressed.
Yeah.
You're like, that was made in the shade.
That's what sounds right.
Sure. You made it as a dark cloud that day, and you made it.
I mean,
that was made in the shade. I love that you try. That's my favorite part, that you just throw it out there and try. No, it meant made in the shade means you're in an easy situation. Well, like you've heard got it made.
Yeah.
It's like that. Like this is what you thought cruising meant. You're just relaxing. You're driving around, man. We're made in the shade. Or you make an investment and you make a bunch of money back on the investment. You're made in the shade. Like you got it. You're good to go. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
All right.
I figured in the shade, made in the shade sounds like something being made in the shade is like a bad thing. Because plants need
Well, you're also
sunlight.
thinking of shady too.
No.
Oh.
I'm thinking of like plants trying to grow in the shade. There are some plants made to be in the shade.
Oh.
But majority of plants need sunlight, so I was thinking it's sad because the plant's trying to grow in the shade and it can't. But then it was made in the shade.
Got it.
So it was sad, but it still made, I don't know, made something.
Understood. Boss. It's not a person. It's a description.
Oh yeah, they definitely use that now, especially 2015. That's like coming back in some ways. It's very Y2K, I feel like, to be like, that's so boss.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like I went through a little phase definitely of using
Meaning
that.
good.
Yeah.
Right? Excellent. Yeah. Outstanding.
Or like specifically relating to like females being queens. Like so boss. Like
gotcha.
There's a whole like Fifth Harmony song that's got like boss in it like 11 times, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nifty.
Oh, I use that.
Can you fix your mic again?
I don't know if I use it right. I definitely use nifty, but I don't know if I use it right. I would say like crafty.
Oh.
Nifty, like maybe like if I walked in on Zoe and Zoe was like sewing a blanket or something, I'd be like, oh, very nifty, with like what is it called when you clean your teeth?
Flossing?
Floss. Like floss and like a bobby pin. Like if Zoe was using that instead of a sewing kit, I'd be like, that's very nifty of you. It's very nifty to be using other things but getting it done.
God.
It's crafty.
No.
I would use it that way. I feel
that
like
would be completely wrong.
Well, how?
Although if you walked in and said nifty, it would still make sense.
Because maybe I liked the craft.
Yep.
Then that's just nifty. Because I like.
It's cool. Nifty is neat. Nifty is cool.
I thought
Nifty
it was cool
that's
that
good.
You're doing something that's like crafty, like that maybe wouldn't normally be.
Nope. It has nothing to do with crafty. Something was nifty. It just meant you like it. It was cool.
Okay.
Burn rubber.
Oh, you're going fast in your car.
Yep. Sharp.
Smart.
Okay. What if they said you look sharp?
You ironed your clothes. You got a suit on.
You're just stylish. It just means you look good.
No, I think sharp means.
Oh no, I'm telling you.
No,
It means just like you look nice, especially like your clothing. You're just
yes,
dressed nice.
But I think sharp has to like. But if it was
probably more so used when someone was wearing a suit.
And it was ironed.
But if everyone else was wearing shorts and flip-flops and t-shirts and you showed up in a button-up shirt with slacks, they would say you look sharp.
I don't think so.
Oh, they would.
I want to ask because you're not a boomer. And while you have definitions, that's not always the truth.
Okay.
So I feel like sharp, even now to this day, would be you look nice. But I think back then it was like a specific type of nice. I feel like back then it wasn't just, oh, you have nice clothes on. It have to be like ironed and like
Gotcha.
like clean.
Did
like
they have irons back then?
That's all they used for all the things.
When was the iron invented? Maybe it was invented like 1997. Okay. What is hip?
Oh, it's hip. It's cool.
Kinda.
Are you hip to the game?
Yeah, which means you're like in the know.
Yeah. You
Trendy,
know,
yeah.
Do you know the slang? Are you even hip?
What is daddy-o?
Just what you would call somebody?
A man.
Okay.
Like dude or bro. Daddy-o. Cool, daddy-o. You know Shelly that produced the song I wrote for you?
Yes.
Not Proud of You. When the producer Shelly, he calls me daddy-o all the time.
Oh, is he a boomer?
I think so, yeah.
Oh.
Yep. He may be a young boomer.
We should ask him what sharp means to him.
Okay. Greaser. Or greaser.
Greaser, someone that puts the wet hair look in their head.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. And that's why they were called that.
Look at me.
A rebellious youth, often working class with slick back hair that snapped when they walked.
Are you serious?
No, I added that last part.
You big meanie. I was like, I just aced that. That was 110%. I just didn't got it right and more. Okay.
Yeah, no, you got it right. You got it right.
But yeah, I got it.
Cool cat.
I'll use that as a joke to be like cringy on purpose.
Okay.
Like what a cool cat you are. It's just like,
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like millennials use that more.
Yeah. Bird dog.
A retriever?
No.
Those are bird dogs.
It was it's a person.
A person is a bird dog.
Mm-hmm. This is like these are all people based. Daddy-o, greaser, cool cat,
They
square,
hunt.
square, bird dog, and there's one more.
They hunt. You're a bird dog.
I'll give you a hint.
Hunt.
The last two are bird dog and doll.
Doll?
Mm-hmm.
Bird dog and doll are people.
Right.
Could I be a bird dog?
Not back then.
But I can now. Could I be a doll?
Yes.
So normally when people call me a doll now. Oh, so you're such a doll. Like, so maybe so sweet.
Yep.
Or you look pretty, or
Yeah.
you look
A doll is an attractive girl.
okay. So then bird dog is not an attractive person.
Could be.
Bird dog. That'd be mean. So, like calling someone a bird dog because they're not attractive.
That's not it.
It sounds like to me it's someone that hunts. But you said that.
Exactly.
You just said that I just said that like 2 minutes ago.
Right. But I gave you a hint.
From doll.
Mm-hmm.
Bird dog. It wouldn't be dog bird.
Nope.
Bird dog means what? That's so random.
There's some evolution there that I'll get into in a second, but
From doll.
no.
Bird dog means that they're skinny.
Please send this episode to your grandparents. Please send this to your grandparents. So what would what would you think it meant if if a girl today said, "Oh God, my boyfriend, I had to break up with him. He's such a dog."
Oh yeah,
What would it mean?
like aloof maybe, or like God, we use dog as like just like mess stuff up maybe, or like just
Wow, maybe this is something that's Gen X and millennial. Maybe Gen Z doesn't use it this way.
dog is like they're just like almost like they have to be watched like a dog, like because they destroy stuff. They act like a dog in the ways that you have to attend to them, and it's just like too much.
So specifically, it's about a man who cheats on his girlfriend. He's out running around like a dog. He's out sniffing butts like a dog.
Oh,
He's out being a dog. Dog behavior is like he's out womanizing. He's out whatever. A bird. I think it came from bird dog in the 50s and 60s because a bird dog is a man that hunts another guy's girlfriend. So he's out trying to get someone else's girlfriend.
oh, bird dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never heard of that. I've heard of dog, and I feel like I've seen it used in the sense where they were cheating, but I've heard it more in the use of dog as they have high energy, they have to be watched, they destroy stuff, they're like, can't handle themselves by themselves, essentially, compared to a cat.
Going steady.
Going steady. Going sober. Like they're taking a tea break.
Someone stops drinking alcohol.
Right.
They're going steady.
Yeah.
Wow.
What does it mean?
This is such a cool podcast. I'm proud to be a part of it. Going steady means dating someone exclusively. So we would
Not
say
being a hoe.
What? She said that. Not me.
Like being
That was that one.
like not. I mean, that's okay. That's just describing someone who's not steady.
No, going steady is you and Zoe are going steady.
I know. You're
Angelica and I are going steady.
Being a gardening tool.
If you're not steady, you're hoeing.
Though that's one of the options, because you're not steady.
Right. So we would say when I was younger, we would say, "Will you go with me?" It was just like we go together. And then in high school, it became going out. But then I learned from my mom that they called it going steady.
Huh.
Yeah. And they would say, "Are y'all steady? Or like, are y'all dating around?" As soon as I mentioned the
I just can't. No, it's fine. I'm just tired. All
right.
I'm with you. Going steady.
I'm almost done. Backseat bingo.
Sounds dirty.
Like.
Backseat bingo? Well, I know it's not like a pop-up bingo game for your backseat of your car.
Could be.
The people playing bingo, is that like nasty?
Making out in a car.
Oh, okay.
Ankle biter.
Okay, now I've seen people refer to an ankle biter, someone who's got like really big teeth.
Oh my God.
It's really, really bad. Or like
You're going to get us canceled.
I'm not. I'm just saying this is what other people say. Like if someone's got big teeth or like spaced out teeth, it's just a lot happening. They'll be like, that's an ankle biter. It's really messed up.
What, have you heard ankle biter in a different context?
No.
You've heard of little dogs.
Well, yeah. Ankle bite, like a chihuahua. So
in the 50s and 60s, an ankle biter was someone's little kid.
Really?
Like, get that little ankle biter out of here.
That's funny.
Little kid being
That's
annoying.
funny. Okay, that's funny.
Pad.
House. We
Yep.
use that.
Yep.
Come slide through to the pad.
Yep.
To the pad.
Knocked up.
Pregnant.
Yep. 5 more. Ready?
Yep.
Wet rag.
Means it's not a dry rag. Wet rag?
Mm-hmm.
Like gross? Like you're, like, I'm just
Do you
thinking,
want to be around a wet rag?
no.
Okay, so if it was a person, what is a wet rag?
It's an insult.
These are all...
You look like a wet rag.
You look like a wet... Just someone in the corner like...
Yeah, maybe.
No, a wet rag is a boring person.
Oh,
Yeah.
not gross person?
No, just
Okay.
boring. Just
What
like...
is it? Why? How?
Just... I don't know, just...
I feel like a dry rag is more boring than a wet rag.
Oh. I don't want to know what you do with rags. So, knuckle sandwich.
Oh, that's fighting. Like give someone a knuckle sandwich?
Yeah. Right to the mouth.
Yeah.
Take a bite. Bad news.
It's not good news.
Sometimes I'd walk in a room, my uncle would say, "Here comes bad news."
A person walks in, or a dog, or someone, he's labeling them as bad news. Like, because a troublemaker?
It's somebody cruising for a bruisin.
That's what I said, a person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last two. Ready?
Yep.
Flip your wig.
Flip your wig.
Someone flips their wig. What do?
If someone does that, or you're telling someone to flip their wig?
No, you would never tell someone to flip their wig. You would just watch someone flip their wig and then tell other people he flipped his wig.
Got really mad, pulled his hair out. I don't know.
You're so specific.
I have no idea. He got really mad.
It means to get really excited or go crazy, but it could be good or bad.
Okay.
You could, like, we would say lose your shit.
Right.
You could be like, he was so mad after the parking incident, he
Right.
lost his shit. Or we gave him 4 tickets to the Dallas Cowboy game and he lost his shit.
I feel like I have another one.
Flip your wig is the same.
I know
What?
one. Having a cow.
That was more 80s, I think.
Really? Because I
Yeah.
feel like I got that from Nanny.
Yeah, it was like Simpsons.
My
Don't have a
mom's
cow,
mom.
dude. Like stuff like that.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I've always been like, well, she's going to have a cow if she figures out we spilled spaghetti on this couch.
Right. Well,
Like,
she was probably born in the late 60s.
she's not an old
She was
boomer.
probably no, she's not. She was probably 20 in the 80s. So that was probably a saying then.
Okay.
We could look it up. I'm curious as to when they came out. Last one. It's a person that is a drag. If someone is a drag.
I feel like we use that. But, they just, a Debbie Downer.
Yeah. A disappointment.
A Debbie Downer.
A wet rag.
That's boomer, right?
Yeah, a Debbie. Yep.
I use that.
Yeah. Very good. You did pretty good.
I say I got like an 80%.
It wasn't 80%.
I think it was 80.
It was 68%. I'm going to
No.
guess.
It was 80.
Can someone figure out what percentage?
I got an A, if not a B.
I'm going to say C plus or B minus.
Okay, B
I'll
minus.
go B minus as the max.
B plus or A,
No,
for
there's
sure.
no way there's an A in
Maybe
that mix.
an A minus.
So funny. All right, this was a long one. I'm glad we did it though.
We did a good one.
We did a good one. All right. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Daughterpod.com is where you can get every single episode we've ever done completely commercial free. And until next time, drive like you know each other. That's the podcast. The podcast.
Shh. This podcast. Okay. Stop. This podcast.
I already clicked the button. It's been off. I already clicked the button.
This podcast has ended. You better not. I'll fight you right here.
You want to hit re-record so you can say that again?
I didn't say the podcast has ended yet.
So, all right, hold on.
You lied to me.
Okay, I'm recording now.
You lied to me.
I'm recording. Go.
Why are you laughing? You just lied to me.
So the podcast has ended?
You better not.